Today we are going to be making a money jar. It's similar to a money box, except for this is sort of like a spare change jar. So it's where you're going to put all your spare change. And what this does is it gives an increase to all of that spare change so that you can start building up a surplus of money through something as simple as your spare change. You just need some spare change, whatever you happen to have. So that's what I've got. You need a jar. You need a piece of green paper and a black pen, and if you like, a ruler, but you can do it all freehand. You need some salt, you need some sugar, you need a candle. This is a white candle with a green casing, but you can use a green candle or a white candle. I'm using my witch's cord. If you have a witch's cord, you can use it, and I'll show you how to use it, but if you don't, just omit that. And then I have some Florida water here. You can use any kind of money draw perfume you like, but I like the Florida water for this. Now I actually have the Florida water in a spray bottle. And you need some herbs of Provence or some plain lavender flowers. Start out by making a square on our sheet of paper. I've marked out a square, but if you're more than welcome to just freehand this square. It doesn't have to be exact, and it doesn't have to be a specific dimension. A square is sacred to Jupiter, but this isn't technically a planetary spell. You want to cast the spell on a new moon, or as close to a new moon as possible. There's no stipulation for the day of the week. But if you're interested in the day of the week, your best days for money spells are usually Sundays, Thursdays, and Wednesdays. Sometimes Fridays are good too. But the new moon itself is what is called for in this spell, so I would do it right on the new moon. So you start out by drawing a square, and then we're going to draw a symbol for financial increase. So you're going to use the symbol of money for your country. So I'm just going to write this dollar sign like this, and then you want an arrow pointing upward. Okay, that's all there is to that. We want to make a little money draw powder. It's a very simple powder. I use herbs of Provence for this. If you don't have herbs of Provence, you can usually buy it at a grocery store. You can also use just plain lavender. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that. And about a teaspoon of sugar. And about a teaspoon of salt. You don't need to outline the symbol, just the square with the money powder. And we put our jar right in the center. And then we just take all of the spare change that we happen to have on hand, stick it right in the jar. Take this candle and burn it right on top of the jar. And if you have a cord, you can place it in a ring around the jar. The chant is, money, money, come to me today, as I will, so mote it be. And you repeat that 9 times. Take a moment and you just feel the effects of that chant as you feel like your finances are increasing and all the money that you need is coming to you. If you have powers of visualization available to you, you want to see that as a scene, all the money coming to you. Do that for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then you let that candle burn down and out. And once the candle has burned down and out, you take this jar off and you spill that into the jar. You take some Florida water and you spray 3 sprays. You don't put the paper in there because it's already fulfilled its purpose by that time. So you can just tear this up and throw it away. And then this is your spare change jar. And every time you have spare change, you put it in this jar, but definitely on the new moon, you want to put spare change in that jar. And you're going to notice that your spare change increases exponentially. And many of you who have jars for spare change, you know that it sometimes takes a long, long time for that to fill up. You're going to notice that this fills up really, really fast. Unlike the money box, you never spend the money. This you do. After the jar fills up or gets too heavy, you can convert that into cash and leave a little seed money and those herbs in there and start the whole process over again. If you feel like this is slowing down a little bit, you can just take the same jar and repeat the procedure with a new piece of paper, square, and financial increase symbol, and then another candle on top of it. And that's all there is to it. That's how you make a money jar. Blessed be.